like a rapist.
So? And what the fuck?
It's not cute, kid.
Now I'm sounding like a rapist.
Yeah, you sound like.
Why are you taking me home?
Because we're not having sex.
Why not?
Because I said I don't want to, and that's supposed to be the end of it. You sounded like a rapist.
So? And what the fuck?
It's not cute, kid.
Now I'm sounding like a rapist.
Yeah, you sound like.
Why are you taking me home?
Because we're not having sex.
Now you heard that, right? And it's a full video of a dude pretty much don't want nothing to do with this chick. The funny thing about the BW black women is that they're even pushing away Pookie and Ray Ray. Even the rappers Pookies and Ray Rays are literally not wanting to have sex with them because at some point men are not like women. Men get bored. And when you make it so easy for men to get what they want, eventually they get bored of the same type of women. But in their mind, they can't live and survive without women. They can't be around women. So what they do is try to like be friends with women. Because they can't, they put more stock into women than they do men. That's what happens. My other video telling you about it, where they can't live without women. They can't be without women. They can't, they can't have real genuine friendships with other males, and create a brotherhood because they need women around. They need women to validate their manhood. So at some point, this guy invite a chick over so they can chill. And she persists that she want to have sex with him. And he's like, I don't want to have sex with you. You're starting to sound like a rapist. And he started to proceed to say that, I don't want to have sex with you. Can you leave me alone? And she says so. And then she proceeds on the tape, the recording. And I don't think this is a joke because it's been up for like a couple hours and ain't no joke. And I've been scrolling down. I found this on Twitter. She proceeds to say, I wanted to rape you since the morning time. And he's like, and he's making the case, talking some red pill stuff. When he was like, dog, why is it that when women say no, it's supposed to just be no? But when men say no and don't want to have sex with you, y'all still think it's okay to try to persist and do other things and try to force the situation. And he was right. He's a typical Pookie Ray Ray. And I'm going to repeat it again. Because I don't think I could find him. Let me see if I can find him. Let me see if I can find him on Twitter. And I can show you the full video. Okay. No. I was about to get myself locked or something. God damn it. Oh my God. I hate when I have to do this shit, man. Okay, I got it. My bad. Just spelled his name wrong.
Or are you taking me? Where are you taking me?
Taking me home, bro.
For what? Why are you taking me?
I don't know why you think I'm playing with you, bro.
Why are you
I'm not having sex with you, bro.
Why are you taking me home?
Because we're not having sex.
Why not?
Because I said I don't want to, and that's not touch me. I don't want you to touch me. You still touching me. Keep your fucking hands to yourself. What the fuck is wrong with you? You act like a fucking animal right now. Like, did you pop a fucking pink kitty? The fuck you got going on? Bro, watch out.
Sexually harassing you?
Yeah, you touching the
I'm sexually harassing you.
Exactly, that's the pistol. You thought it was my penis.
That's
Wrong.
so
That's the pussy. What the fuck wrong with you? Yeah, watch out. Yeah, I got the...
Now, the Pookie and the Ray Ray got sympathizers because other women want him. And it's the funny joke about this whole thing is, it's not a real joke, but the fact is that 9 times out of 10, this dude has his picking of women. So it was a slight hurt to her that a man said no to her. It's kind of like if you in the close proximities of a fat chick and you just being nice to her and she touch you, you have to record it to show that she is touching you and you're not touching her. And this is the pitfalls of giving women and telling dudes to go use women as batting practice, right? This is the end result of men telling other men that they got to get with old women to gain experience. This is the end result of telling men to get with fat women when you don't have no other choice. See, this is why I say don't do it and go overseas, because the fact is these women overall, they have so much entitlement and they have so much entitlement and they have so much non-care that they break laws, and the laws actually don't really do anything to them. See, men get the full brunt of the law, but if a female sexually assault a guy, it's not considered sexual assault. Just like the video that I showed you, the story that I showed you last video. I keep finding them because when I go on, women are mentally ill, especially in America. They're mentally ill. First, they stand up for something. No, first they go around contradicting themselves. They're real hypocrites. And when it suits them, they go try to fight for the people that they once put down. And then the next day, they go and put the same people they just lift up yesterday. So, I found this on the infamous super bitch, adult entertainer, Julia K's timeline. Because I wanted to see if, people was bullying her or whatever. I always check up on all these, these adult entertainers, because they're the main source of like the hypocrite bullshit. And you can pull a lot out of them, and you can magnetize that towards other women, because there's a chick right now going on in the manosphere called Janae Amon, whatever her name is, and all she did was talk about big penises and how somebody got small penis energy. And it's like we heard this shit before, but it's like a reintroduction of what's out there. Even one master teacher, he even said that I'm doing this to show y'all about what's going on in America. Solo TV 84 was just there just to be there. He was there just to be some hype man or something, because somebody else could have been up there with a better representation than Solo TV 84. The dude is he can't dress. For somebody who says that he get women, dude can't dress. And I'm not saying I'm the best dresser, but that dude can't dress. Everybody knows that dude can't dress. But he likes to sit back and talk about how he's in the gym and all that. And this dude didn't even get not one hit. Like he's not even at 1% body fat. Everybody who's sitting there talking about it in the gym, they're not even at peak level. They're not even in good physical fitness at all. So with this dude, he was going back and forth, and I think it'll provide him entertainment. And I think Master Teacher 1 literally was kind of showing the kind of niggas that are out here trying to show you how to get women. Instead, all you got to do is get your passport. Like, it was a jab at everybody was on that panel, the women and the dudes. Because he had another dude on the panel talking about how to get women. And I think it was kind of to show you that the mentality of dealing with people in this country, and the men and the women in this country. And like I said before, my ex-fiance is Japanese. I ain't had to deal with the American shit. I went straight I just went straight across the seas, and I had a better time with a foreign chick than I had even an inkling time over here. And that's what Master Teacher, he was booing up on it with his girl in the background. And he's not even in America. And I like that message that he put out where he says, you don't have to deal with none of this shit over here. And I think when he did that with the whole John, all of those videos that Master Teacher One showed about the dude saying all that stuff about himself, those videos are old. The Ken videos are old. Ken ain't doing that no more. He's into wrestling. He took on a lifetime hobby. And he's consistently, if you just jumping into pro wrestling, I'm telling you right now, it can keep you busy for like 5 years straight. If you just jump into video games and anime, you good for a good 5 years. You don't have to worry about women and none of that. But for guys like myself, who been in this stuff for a long time, it get tiring because you're not introduced to it in the beginning. Because everybody has their beginning woes or their beginning honeymoon stages when they're beginning to like something. And it becomes more like, oh, wow, I love this. And you start getting into it more and more and more. But you see that the fabric of society and the things and all the stuff is kind of really breaking down to the point where everything is meaningless and everything is used up to the point where nobody want to pick it up. See, when men when men used to practice certain things in society, they made sure that they made it look good for other people to pick it up. When women pick up stuff, they make it harder for anybody to pick it up after her. They beat it like it's a dead horse, and they destroy what they pick up, and then they throw it back on the ground and think somebody gonna pick it up. Now, we got the, I'm so sorry, sex is never that serious. Like, damn, what part of no means understand? Over 7 billion people on the rock, and you press that one nigga that don't want you? Gross. Why go for someone that's not into you? That's not even that. She must have been in the sometimes, but you just want to chill. But shorty ruining the vibe, being aggressive. They talk about themselves. Honestly, this triggered me. I was assaulted a few times by girls. I thought I trusted. The fact that if you don't want it and they call you gay and they shame you, I don't understand why certain people don't understand consent. It's cause that they need supremely the need of a person. They mentally ill. No one should be that subject to that. What you need us to do? I thought she was legitimately asking to help the situation. No, I'm confused. Me and I are related. Cool. We need to handle this girl. What? Oh, I was right. Literally. Cape, call her a bitch. The fact that she was acting like that, she doing the worst, is sick. I'm sorry that it's happened to you. Ain't all that dramatic like that. This is the reason why men don't come out and talk about female shaming from their own kind. See, and this is why I say that you gotta let Pookie and Ray Ray get sick of them so the women turn on the other women. Because look, this is what I learned over the years, right? Is that SYSBM, anybody who's different, you can't make a case against these people. You gotta let them make a case against each other. You gotta let them implode on each other. This is tactic 101. You let them destroy each other. You let them destroy the fabric of each other. You put your 2 cents in there, but you let them talk to each other and let them destroy each other. And this is what happens. This is what happens. These guys have to listen to women. And look, now, one dude called another guy gay for not wanting another chick. So everybody's supposed to have sex with every girl that's in front of them. But women have a choice not to have sex with any guy. They got a choice to not have sex with anybody they want. I mean, to have sex with a select group of men, right? So, this is it. Sis a whole predator. The fact that people won't take it seriously came reverse roles is great facts. It's like, I hate to use the word, but ladies, don't normalize men saying no. If they say they don't want they don't do casual sex, respect it. It don't matter. It don't make them gay or less of a man, including relationships too. Look at that, man. How is it that women are going against other women when it comes down to Pookie and Ray Ray, but when it comes down to the nerd and shit, and he said he don't want to have sex with the fat women or the ugly women or women who fake become like him, it's a problem. And this is why I say in the black community and overall, you gotta let situations happen to the top men so you can go and talk about it, and so they can put it on thing. Remember when Superman said that he ain't want to date in America? It's so bad that the select few men are tired and bored of these women that they just want to sit, because these guys have spent majority of their life pursuing women and mastering how to be around women. They enjoy women. They enjoy the interactions with women. This is why they have so many conversations, have over 100 or 200, 300, 400 hours of conversations with women in general, because they enjoy being around them. But at the same time, it gets to them to the point where they're so used to it. Now they get bored of certain women, and they have to up the ante just to have sex with certain women, because they already got 20, 30, 40 women under their belt in 3-4 months. So now they just want to chill with women because they can't do without women. But at the same time, these the same men who talk down to other men about getting with women and stuff like that. They wanted you to get with the women and take all that burden off their hands and deal with this type of woman that he don't want. And this is what it is. This is why Platinum Elite comes on here and say all this stupid shit, because when he's done with a woman, he wants you to take care of her and take care of her shit that he calls to her. Just like these women want you to take care of them after what the men they chose does to them, and they want you to heal them. They want you to pick up the tab for the man that they wanted and had sex with, and they want you to pick up the dating tab and all of the stuff that they want you to take care of. Now, let's continue to read the comments. That's definitely assault harassment. Try to say it, but she started touching you. That's assault, my guy. It's literally in one recording. Women watching this, but just ignore the women are supporting him. I know this diffused the situation, laugh as well, but I laughed the same way because I was imitated and try keeping things. She's disgusting. This happened to men. The difference is when it happened to men, we have to fear for our safety, because we know most of the time we can defend ourselves against women. But not to belittle your situation, but I'm sorry this happened to you, but it's not the same thing women experience. The right is here. Wise bras don't speak up if it don't defend himself. It has to be assaulted. She could have switched the script real quick. The whole world will believe her in a heartbeat. And what's your take on this? See, this now let's go continue this. No, the times and place, delete this. All men ain't strong mentally and physically, bro. When the conversation comes to sexual assault, people start talking as if every dude is built like Rambo. Yeah, that be looking small and shit. Next thing you know, you're getting laid out, getting thrown around. God forbid you got hair and they grab onto it. Y'all talking about cat fight. Shit, maybe women have grappled the fact that we can get raped and murdered and cut up and dumped under a bridge for saying no and trying to fight back. No amount of hair length will help us if we lose the advantage for a second. Agreed. And now men are stepping up and going at this dude because he's trying to turn that shit around. And this is what men have to deal with. And it's amazing that people are still trying to social interact in today's world when we're having a pandemic, when we're supposed to be staying away from each other. But hey, you beggars can't be choosers sometimes when it comes down to this hypocrisy and exposing people, man. It's the same thing you hear less about in all these exceptional words. Out of men who rape, most 90% do not report the crime. And that's tricky because our physical can be against us. He said he defended himself in a groove. She could flip it. He would never experience the same thing. It's true that women typically have a different sense of fear in situation, but it's really necessary and important, unless to say that's under the post. Hope she see this, bro. The fact that this is disgusting to me. Gaslighting and victim blaming, laugh a lot, 101. This is why do you think this is victim blaming? In one breath, admits to the problem when double strike back at the idea of a stronger and larger muscles, having an effect of emotional state and being concerned the pressures of someone to sleep with them. Thanks. I don't take it as him being double. I doubt he using it. I think this is just a way to bring up, but no worries after this. But like, come on, dog. Like, you have to understand, man, that this bullshit that we see right here is all bullshit. Like, if I tell a fat chick that I don't want to touch her, and she's fat and she starts physically trying to fight me and hold me down, then eventually I'm going to have to use my strength. But at the same time, I have to think, she could turn this against me if I get her off me. So I shouldn't even be in this situation in the first place. And this is why a lot of guys adopt being in it. See, I hate when people say, oh, you don't have social skills. No. Is that it's too much fucking double standard, it's too much bullshit, and it's too much goalpost moving for men to actually get a genuine conversation and basic communication and basic anything in this joint. Because anything goes wrong, it can always turn on a man. It can never turn on a woman. So even the regular social interactions could turn into, oh, he made me feel uncomfortable. Oh, he did this. I remember when I talked to my ex a few years ago, and I was just talking to her. She was texting her brother that I was talking too much, but I was just trying to be genuinely nice. And he just kept telling me what she was saying. I was like, wait, this chick is talking to me and I'm trying to be genuinely nice to her. And she just kept saying this shit because the conversation wasn't favorable to her. So, of course, she was ignored by it. And this is the whole spectrum of why people are not trying to be in conversations and actually getting out here talking and doing this. Social skills and social interactions became a task, and it became so exhausting that it's useless to do it. Simp, bro. It's the same thing emotionally. Put our dominance first, and the system does not care about men's opinions or emotion. The right response, he just being a clown. She ain't have a gun. He did. If he felt so strong, he could have defended himself. Victim blaming this morning. See? And you wonder why motherfuckers don't want to be around these fucking women, man. As she easily could have pulled out a knife or a gun and went crazy. Simp. Dude, get your thinking cap on. Men are defenseless when more in advance of women. All of women has to do is the first to call the cops in the situation. She can harass, threaten, and beat him all day. But then call the cops first, and she's the one who gets to press charges against him to defend himself. He can get arrested, and not her. Young boys can't defend themselves. I get your point, but this is not what I was thinking. I'm not saying it's okay for women to forcefully want to have sex with men and rape, but in most cases, if she try to use force, the man can overpower her and she won't do nothing. But with women, it's a completely different story. Here we go with the bullshit again. Are you validating? Are you invalidating his experience? I can't understand why men do that. I feel like this is when black people fight against black issues, non-issues. Everybody made noise for Black Lives Matter or what? What the fuck did she make this issue about? Bro, unfortunately, some men don't speak up against this. So, let's move on to something else, because I'm getting kind of like sick of it a little bit. So nowadays, social interactions is very women are like nuclear weapons now. Like, they can affect so many people with their bullshit that it would literally destroy it would destroy cities. And it has. Women had literally destroyed cities and countries and the fabric of everything that, you know, people want to do. And this is why I treat women as a WMD. I don't treat them like they're human anymore, because they can literally get you hurt or killed just based off the words or based off their feelings. And that's a dangerous combination to actually give somebody who's mentally ill or who is mentally deficient, and they change their mind at the drop of a fucking hat. It's weird. And now you see that men made it tolerable for men to take women on dates, even if all this other extra stuff was happening. Men didn't throw it in men's faces that they have a small dick. In the ancient times, women didn't say, you have a small dick and I'm not gonna pick you. And they didn't say none of the stuff that's going on right here. It makes everything distasteful to the point where you feel like everything is like a nuclear bomb. It's like, wow, man, I don't want to get involved. These women, when they talk and they open their mouth, it makes it so unattractive. You just want to just abstain from all of them. And when people say they travel, and people are like, oh, you travel overseas just for pussy. No, it's travel overseas to keep my faith alive in women. To keep myself interested in even sexual pursuit for women. It ain't I'm going to go to men. It's that means that it's the women are so bad over here that it's hard to even think that it's hard to even get hard from these women, because you know what might turn out, you know what might happen, and you know that it might just turn to something else. So you thinking about all this and all the shit that is put on your fucking shoulder, where women don't have to have women don't have to worry about being good in bed, because they don't have a penis. And in their head, they just put it on the men to have a big penis and say, okay, I don't have to be good in bed. All I gotta have is a vagina, and that should be enough to bring to the table, and that should be enough to have good sex. And this is the mindset of what these dudes like Platinum Elite, Solo TV 84, and all these other people do to men. They make it saying like, okay, you should be happy with any kind of pussy that you get because it's a woman, and it should just feel good. You close your eyes and it's like they don't come to the table with anything else but that. And this is the reason why guys have to have sex with multiple women in society, because a lot of women are bad in bed. And that's the little secret that they forgetting, that a lot of these chicks are bad in bed, and they rely too much on big penis men to have sex with them. And when the big penis men just like say they don't want them no more, they go try to sexually assault them. And the funny thing about this is that these women think just because they have sex with the big penis men, they can weaponize the big penis men against the smaller penis men. But you got guys like me who have experience hanging out with a adult film entertainer who based out of Philly, do a few scenes in Philly, and showed me. I was on a porn set. I was on an adult film set like a few years ago. Not the same guy, but I was on an adult film set because somebody I knew was trying to be an adult film star. So he had an audition, but there was other scenes that was going on before his scene, so they had to clean up and shit. I sat there and watched this chick literally couldn't take this guy's penis and kept stopping in the middle of the film saying, oh, ow, 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 ooh, ooh, ow. And then I look and I'm like, it stayed in my head for so long that I didn't want to watch any adult film for like 6 months because I was so disgusted that these women were just so fake and phony with it. And then the same women who say they like big penis or whatever will say how much it hurt and their stomach hurt. And this is the reason why a lot of, these dudes gotta have multiple women, because talking to my adult entertainment friend, he says half of these women are liars. They can't take it. And he says, yeah, I got a high sex drive and I don't want to have sex with a chick once to twice a week. And he's like, a lot of these chicks say they can take it, but they can't. He said, you have to wait until they're unsore again. He like, a lot of these chicks, you will have sex one day and then they be like, it hurts. My stomach, I'm swollen. Or they'll just be like, oh, let me rest. Let me take 2 days off. You big down there. And he's like, why would you ask for something and then you can't satisfy the man? And that's the dark secret that these girls are doing to you. Doing to guys who have so-called smaller packages, is that they can't even satisfy these dudes because they can't lock them down. The funny thing about when these women try to weaponize the men that they like and they try to say that we need to learn from them, is that we do learn from them. We learn not to mess with girls like you that mess with them. That's why we are going overseas. This is why we don't want to take you on dates or marry you after you deal with this guy. We do learn from him. We're not gonna waste our time. We're not gonna waste our time sitting here trying to convince a chick that never liked us in the first place to like us with game and all this other stupid shit. No. Because the guy that you like the most, you can't even satisfy him to keep him there. Like, half of these women are not satisfying these dudes who they consider the top guys, because they have to have multiple women. And it's the funny part is, like, if you can't make a dude fall in love with you, with your so-called vagina, that means your vagina is trash, or you don't know what you're doing in the bedroom for a guy to wife you up, especially in a society that where the simp mind control is strong in this society, where these dudes, these so-called alpha guys, it could be easy to just lock these dudes down if you program them right. But y'all can't even do that. And then when y'all out here after 30 or 40 years old, y'all looking stupid that the guys that y'all ignored for the past decade don't want you. And all the shaming, the dick shaming, and the social shaming, and all this other shit, it's not working. It's pushing men more. Yeah, well, whatever. It's pushing men more and more away. So when I say that women are like nuclear weapons, they are. They can affect millions and millions and millions and millions and millions of people, including their own. Because when you see women talk that way, act that way towards men, you have no faith in other women because other women is just sitting there looking at this shit. There's no women to defend men and be like, okay, we sorry like that. Like I had an overweight fat chick try to pursue sex with me on Twitter. So I was going back and forth with this simp dude, and I was talking about how, you know, blah, 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 and trolling and shit. And then I said a lot of different things about certain things, and this fat, overweight chick decided to come up and say, I had sex with you. And I said, no thanks. And then the dude came out of nowhere and said, yo, you need to take what you can get. And I said, see, there you go. You think that I'm going to sit here and take somebody who don't show me any type of paperwork that they're clean or they don't have coronavirus? I said, yo, this is what this is why black men are low, the bottom of the bottom, man. And then he just kept deflecting like a fucking female. And I'm like, man, I gotta stop. I gotta get out off this fucking off Twitter. Because it got so many simp dudes on there, man. You seen it. So many simp dudes. They talk just like women, man. It's like, woo, man, this shit is fucking retarded, man. Women have basically ruined a lot of different things in the past 50 years. More than 50 years. They have ruined basic communication. They have ruined intimate relationships, friendships, jobs, hobbies. 90% of online interactions, male communities, male leadership, sex, mental health illness, higher education, and any general concepts out here. Now let me break it down before I end this video. Basic communication is high and by. Women think that you're supposed to entertain them at all times. Women think that you're supposed to be the funniest in the room. You're supposed to cheer them up even if you are sad. They don't care what you're going through or how bad your year was. You have to make sure that they are comfortable in all times. And this is what happens when you have a privileged bunch of spoiled brats, and as AKA women out in society who think that if you don't contribute to making their life better or talking to them to make them feel better about themselves or something, then you're socially awkward. Now, people who use the socially awkward so-called shaming tactic, I always ask them this one question, and they never answer me back because I destroy them. I said, okay, do you know about anime games or any other stuff? And I'll break down some other stuff. I said, are you Seinfeld, or you have Seinfeld sense of humor, Frasier sense of humor, or Cat Williams or Kevin Hart sense of humor? And they don't get it. So I said, black sense of humor or white sense of humor. And they're like, oh no, I don't think none of the stuff that white people say is funny. I'm like, okay, that means you're socially awkward. Oh no, I'm not. I'm like, no, you are. Because you ain't gonna go into white, Latino, Asian communities and make them all laugh. You're not gonna do that. You just not. So you're not overall some kind of social savant or some social king that you can go in every single scenario and be socially popular. You're only good in black society because you can get away with more than you can get away with other society. This is why I went over in one of my other videos. Guess what, man? This is the reason why they want black. They don't want to be around other races because they have to hold their tongue in other races. Their jokes don't have the same they don't have the same how can I put it? Damn it. Their jokes don't have the same vigor if they do it in a white setting than a black setting. It doesn't hit as hard. So this is why, you know, in the black setting, they can call you socially awkward. But you don't have to fit with black people. You can fit with Latino. You can fit with Asian. You can fit with Middle Eastern. The funny thing is that black people in general have a sense of, they think that because you're black, if you don't fit with black people, then you somehow something wrong with you. But that's the exact opposite, because you can become very successful outside of black people, and you become a better person outside of black people. When you stick with black people, you tend to drag yourself, and you tend to not learn multiple new things. This is why you got people who travel overseas, for some reason, don't know multiple languages. And sometimes that shows me that some of them are lazy when they talk against guys traveling. And then when they say, if you're socially awkward over here, then you're going to be socially awkward in overseas, because I've been overseas, like that stupid idiot fake pimp Platinum Elite, who at one point was on B1 side, and when Taz and him went against each other, guess what? He left and he started jumping on panels with the same people he said they were weird. That's why I said I don't believe none of these people, man. They're whack, and they don't stand for nothing. But this dude comes out of nowhere, his mentality. And guess what? And also, all the concepts of like incel and MGTOW and stuff, they just twist it around and put it on there. Edward Anderson. This dude is like 5'8", 5'6". I'm 6 foot. And this dude always, he just don't know how to shut the fuck up. And then you get why he probably get women, because there's a market for men like him, effeminate men like him, to get sex. There's not a market for guys who are different, like MGTOW, and it's not for guys who like certain guys in America. The market is no real market for us in this country today, because if it was, there would be a website or any kind of social gathering. It's not. So you have certain what's it called? You have certain markets that's open for certain people.
Let's go to the gas station.
The gas station over here? There's a gas station somewhere over there. My bad. So they rely on social interactions, because the fact is that they can't really sit back and think that yo, it's a gas station over here. The social interactions, that people be having, they think that it limits them to that, and you're socially awkward. But the fact is, there's a lot of men who actually can get out of America and have better social interactions in other countries than they do here. Because like I said, it's not a market for guys. Because if there was a great market here, a good market for here, then the women will make themselves known. We wouldn't have to find them. We wouldn't have to look for them. We wouldn't have to pick a needle in a haystack. This is why I say that it ain't no group of women for the so-called incels. Because if there was, then it would be a better deal, and there wouldn't be no incels in America. But the fact is, no one wants to pick up a woman that they might either murder, they might even kill, or they might kill themselves after they kill the woman. A lot of incels, and then this is what I learned being on forums, not in Reddit forums, not in Reddit forums, and not in all these other things and stupid things that y'all keep saying. I've been in closed group that you need a password to go into, that they say that the reason why a lot of them don't get with the 4s and the 5s and the stuff is because they see themselves either killing a woman because she thinks she's better than him, or killing themselves because they can't get out of the situation without looking bad. So a lot of them look at the situation that if it doesn't break clean without actually hurting them, then they can't get into a relationship with somebody they're not attracted to. And a lot of them they all think about the logistics. incels, so-called incels, are more smarter than a lot of these dudes because they pre-plan, and they study and they research certain women that are told that they need to get with. And then they find out that it's not good because other incels get with women that are so-called 4s and 5s and 3s and 2s and shit, and it ends up where the dude wants to kill himself. He wants to kill himself, or he says in his head that he wants to. I see forums of guys saying, I wanted to kill her because she thinks she's a good-looking woman. And I'm just playing my role. I was told by society that I was an unattractive man, so I act the part. But I want a woman who realized that she's unattractive as well, and she shouldn't try to act attractive or act like a female. She should not act like a female, act like a regular looking female. You can't try to distract me naked because you don't have the body to do that. You can't ignore me because you're not adorable. And it builds up, and it's stuff that said, and they put it out on the list like, yo, if I'm going to get with a person that I don't want to get with, that means that it's 9 times out of 10, you shouldn't make me mad. You shouldn't even make me argue with you because you don't look good. And women are supposed to look good. Men ain't supposed to look good. Women are supposed to look good. So if I'm with a woman that doesn't look good, it's supposed to make my life a lot easier, not harder, especially with an unattractive woman. You're not supposed to have the normal cues of what women do in relationships because you can't have that. You don't come in that situation that. But then the ugly guy, he has the money. He still has the role of taking care of a woman. He still has the role of provider. He still has the roles of the protector. So if a man has that role, then he can actually dictate the rules of a relationship, not a woman dictating the rules of a relationship and doing all this awkward shit. And incels guys, a lot of them did try to get with women that society told them to do, and it failed them. A lot of them even go to a mental hospital because the woman ran them into the ground mentally, or they attempt suicide because these women are consistently bringing up the fact that they're ugly and no one likes them. And this is what you're trying to tell incel men to get with? Fat women and overweight women? And where they gotta sit back and keep fucking take Viagra, or they gotta fucking get an alcohol problem, get on drugs. A lot of the incels live a very good, productive life without women. And the people like Ramil, who came out of nowhere and said, you want to kill yourself because you can't get women? You need to get yourself together. It's like, dude, a lot of so-called incels have money, you dumb fuck. And they all out here trying to, they out here, they have money, they have a actual plan. They have a lot of stuff that a lot of people who get women don't got it. And when it comes down to it, they can see the reality of what women do when they're around them. Because the women are not supposed to do certain things when they're around certain guys. And it's the thing, you keep thinking that, oh, they're not doing this. Oh, go to the gym. Why is it you think going to the gym is going to change the mind of fucking women? When you tell people to go to the fucking gym, and I wanted to say this before, and I said this, I think 2 years ago when I made the video. When you go to the gym, it's not about attraction. It's about physical health and physical prowess. It's not about that, because if you go to the gym based off, oh, I'm going to go to the gym to get women, they attract women, then all you're doing is doing this for women, and you're serving your body up, your newly fresh built body up for a woman. And then they're not working for that freshly body. You're just doing it, and they're just sitting on their hands, tapping their hands on the table and waiting for you to get out of the gym so they can say, like you got out of the oven. Oh, finally, my good looking man is finished. The nice body that I don't deserve is finished. And guess what? It's so many men in this market with the so-called nice body, then it's oversaturated, and then you're going out here, you have to pick with disgusting ass women Googling over you and touching you out of nowhere. I remember when I was couple years ago when I was bigger than I was now. I'm not big now and none of that, but the video one of the pictures that I showed you when I was in the gym before this COVID bullshit. Before that, a couple years ago, back like when I was like 18, 19, 21, 20, 21, I was big. And it was funny that what women used to do, and they used to do it all the time. So when I used to take the bus, I used to go on a bus and I used to just stand there. And then women would pretend to bump into me just to feel my muscles. And I'm like, I don't want nobody touching all over me like that. And I used to just look at them. And I'm like, why is they doing this gay stuff? Why are they doing this shit, man? I'm like, and then it started to dawn on me that it ain't men that are real incels, and it ain't men that are like socially awkward. It's women. This is why women never change the dramatics of a relationship when it comes down to them. When it comes down to them going up to a man, because if you gave them the ability, if you told them to go out here and do what they want a man to do, all of them would be socially awkward and so weird at it, and they wouldn't know how to even make a man laugh. They wouldn't even know how to make a man be more comfortable. They're just like, it makes them look super weird. And the fact is that when you tell guys to go to the gym, that's like, when you tell guys to go to the gym, it's like the gym ain't really doing shit. You're just going there building muscles. And I hate when people say go to the gym. And it's like, dude, you know that it's guys. It's kind of like the Shaolin monk, right? It's kind of like the monks in Shaolin or monks anywhere who have a physical fitness. They're physically better than people who jump in the gym. Or you might got motherfucking farm boys who are 10 times stronger than anybody in the gym, like Brock Lesnar. Like, who just lift Bell Hayes and all this other stuff. You got strong men who don't even go to the gym, and they're stronger than anybody in the gym. So when people say go to the gym, it's me. When people say go to the gym, I want people to start looking through that shit and saying, when they say go to the gym, it means giving a woman the body that she wants so you can get her. Gym is not for you. Because a lot of people have a good diet and they got a lot of active exercise without the weights and all that they don't need the gym. But a lot of these dudes think that the gym is somehow the key to getting these women and giving them what they want. Then we got the guys who say, get your shit together, which I agree on, but I don't agree on the part where if you get money, you're going to be, no, the one thing they're not telling you is that when you get money, women are going to expect you to spend money on them in order to impress them, or have money in your pocket so you can be some kind of juicy stick so they can look, so they can sleep with you on the benefit of like, okay, I can sleep with this guy who got money, and maybe that he will give me some money if I sleep with him enough times. And then that could turn, sometimes, this is the reason why dudes who use that technique where they get money and they sleep with a girl 2 times or 1 time, they only do it 1 time because the fact is it can always turn around on them and be like, and the girl says she raped or he used his money to get what he wants. So now they trying to get you in another trap. Like all this stuff that women ruined. Women ruined basic communication. And that's what intimate relationships, they ruined that altogether, man. Altogether, man. You can't be in a real relationship with none of these women out here, man. You know why? Because they will try to take advantage of you in some fashion. A friendship. Female friendship is like dating a chick for 2 years and not getting anything, and she want you to give her money and be there when she lose a family member and all this other crazy shit that you wouldn't do with a male friend. And they try to always cross that line of, we're friends, but I'm going to take more from you than you take from me. And I'm going to give you less, and you supposed to give me more. You can't be friends with females. The job market, they overtook that to the point where guys don't want to be around a whole bunch of females. They want to be around men because they can work better. Because if a female sees you and she's interested in you, she's going to make your life a living hell. I've been around women when I worked, and when I worked in certain places, and then I'm happy that I worked under the table at these places because I could just disappear. Where you work at these places, and when you're not interested, when you don't get so interested in the women, for some reason, there's a GAY guy there, and then magically he shows up, and then magically the dude come up to you and be like, "Oh, what's up, baby?" And you were like, "Huh? Who? Why you call me that? You know I'm not that way." "Oh, but so said that you don't be looking at her and stuff because she be fine. She said she fine as hell." And I said, "Well, maybe because I don't like women like her. That's why." And then I had to bounce from that place and not work there again. So they ruin friendships. I mean, they ruin jobs because they're pettiness. So you can't work around them. Hobbies. They have ruined video game, anime, the black manosphere. They have ruined a lot of different things that people just come to kick it in, and they come in there with their bullshit. Hobbies. They ruined that. They ruin 90% of social interaction. They ruin all types of sites where they're censoring men, but they don't censor women. And it becomes a backwards thing. All the stuff that they've ruined, and it becomes now, the fact is that when I tell you and I break down all this stuff to the videos, because I want men to navigate through this bullshit and get what they want out of life. That's all I want. And when I show you these scenarios and these stories and stuff, I want you to identify, and if you already know, then okay. If you don't know, I'm happy that I'm gonna make sure that you know about this. And if it's like you support me, then I thank you for your support. Cause like I said before, I did this. I made videos. The Nipsey Hussle situation pissed me off to the point where I said I wanted to start making more videos and getting my word out there. And I've been making videos on here on YouTube for a very long time. And you could go back to all my old videos. My oldest video is from 2011. All my old videos 2011. So I was on here for a very long time. And then I came back and did all that other stuff. And I said this before in many other videos. I had a partner on YouTube back in the old YouTube days where we had 50,000 subscribers. And then me and him came together, and he was doing all the editing and stuff like that. And then he decided that he wanted to sell out. And I decided that I didn't want to sell out. I just wanted to keep the same base, and I didn't want to go into the dumb stuff. And he was like, okay. And then the next minute I know, he took the channel and did some slimy shit. So I discontinued that friendship. And the last time I heard from him that he's on drugs, he ain't doing bad, but he's on drugs. So I did hit him up, and then he tells me these sad stories, and I said, dog, I don't want to hear it. I just wanted to know if it was true that he was on drugs and all this other stuff. And that's what you get. You wanted this type of fame and wanted this type of attention or whatever. You got it. So you got to deal with it. So at some point, man, my whole goal nowadays is to see how bad it's going to get in society. And I'm saying Rome-like. I want to see a reset in society. I really do. I really want to see a reset in society, because I don't know if it's now, because I don't know what's going on with this coronavirus and what the elites are doing right now. But I want to see what's in store after all this. And I'm going to do my part and everything else, but I really want to see my experience of what they had to go through in Rome. Because when you hear about Rome and what women did to Rome and how they was all acting out and people stopped going away, I want to see these incidents. This is why the video's there. Because I want to feel like, I feel like a prophet. When people don't listen to you and stuff, like I said in my old video. But it feels good to be right when you see people, when you predict something and it plays out, it's kind of make you sit back and be like, it makes it all worth it. And I'll be like, wow, man. It makes it worth it. So I'm like, man, from the point on, wait, how long I got? Okay. It's these stories keep coming out. I be thinking that I can take like a break or something. And every time I go scroll up or look in something or look on Instagram or something like that or Twitter, a story pop up and I'm like, I gotta make a video about this, man. Cause man, it reassures that women are getting way too much power and they're abusing it. And they are abusing so much shit that now everything they abuse, nobody want to touch. Nobody want to be near them. And the women who so-called good, and I said before, it's not a market. It's no market for certain men in this country. So the best thing for you to do is leave. It's no market for the nerd to pump and dump. It's no market for the so-called incel to pump and dump women because they want us to do a certain thing. If incels and unattractive men could get okay looking women, then it would be a fine market, but it's not, because most of the women, if you see women on here who are 500 pounds talking about they want a fit guy, and then you turn around and hear motherfuckers tell you to go to the gym for that, or they tell you because you have a small penis that ain't no woman wants you, and they don't tell you how they don't want you to go nowhere, you could tell something wrong. So I'm running out of things to say, because that was just diatribe that I was just saying. I mean diatribe, because people was, keep walking up and all this other stuff. I'm in the park right now, about to go grab some food. Like I said before, man, I'm just watching it, man, and I couldn't believe that I was in a world where a pandemic is killing people, but it stopped the whole country. I mean, I can't believe it, and I can't believe that I actually seen a riot and all this other shit, and all of my hometown places getting fucked up and everything. And some of these places were already rebuilt. But also, I want to say that too, is that the people who was looting and doing all that, a lot of them are getting arrested. But they're not showing it on TV. They're just doing small news clips where, I can't really like screenshot it and stuff, but they really doing it on the news where they cleaning up right now. They're actually taking down a lot of people. Like it's a chick who burned a police car, and they found her based off her tattoos and what shirt she had on. And they found her. The FBI did through her mask too. They based off her tattoos and what her tattoos, based it off pictures. And they matched up her tattoos and her pictures, and they found her. And now I think she's getting like 40 something years for burning a cop car, even when she had a mask on. So they're capturing a lot of people, and I'm clapping and stuff because I think this is what they're doing. And I think I don't know what they're doing, but I'm here for it. I'm gonna watch it go down, and I'm gonna take advantage of the stuff that they're doing. But yeah, that's what I wanted to say, man. You can't believe. I'm gonna end it with this. You can't believe women when they said that they're being oppressed, and you can't believe women who say they can't find a good man, and you can't believe women when they say all this different stuff, because they have markets for them. They have market for the fat, overweight woman. They have a market for the one with the chicks with no legs. They got a market for ugly women. They got a market for women with no ass, women with no boobs. They got a market for women with mental problems who want kids. They got a market for single moms. They got a market for women who can't have kids. But there ain't no market for men. They're not telling women to go to the gym and work out to get men. They're not telling women to step their game up. They're not telling women to do all this stuff. So never let people try to convince you that you need to do something in order to get women. Just get out of here. The only solution that I see that is only probable, and I don't know for how long, but you better take advantage of it, is traveling. Wait till this coronavirus shit is over with and travel. That's the only way you can get a genuine whatever you want, a customized whatever you want with women. Social interactions, maybe a sexual interactions, without having a big penis or without doing all this extra dumb shit, without being the bodybuilder. Like, are you serious? You think that everybody should be a bodybuilder? You think everybody should be in the gym? Do you know how stupid you sound? If every man jumped in the gyms would be crowded. That means that they will bring more gyms and it will be more scamming. Because guess what? Look, for men who say that niggas need to jump in the gym, and then I will try to counter and say, wait, why is not more women jumping in the gym? So you telling me that I'm supposed to jump in the gym so I can compete or so I can stand in line for the same girl that this other dude with a six-pack is banging? And I'm supposed to be backing him. Why can't I just go to another country and just be done with this shit? So, yeah, man, that's about it, man.